Broadcasting live from beautiful Union City, New Jersey. This is your movie quiz for Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to the movie quiz, part of the Trivia List network of games. I am your host, Chris Mann-Nelson, and in just a couple minutes, I am going to be walking you through 4 rounds of film trivia. This is a completely interactive game. If you want to, you don't have to just sit around and watch this game. If you're on Twitch, if you are on YouTube, if you are on Facebook, first of all, subscribe to us, the Trivia List, on all those platforms, but also then open a separate window and head to this website here, tmq.thetrivialist.com. Once you're there, you put in your email address, you put in your team name, pick a good team name, and then you're in the game. You can compete in tonight's game. It's really exciting. It's a completely free game to play. We do take donations. We'll talk a bit more about that later. But once you are all signed up, you got a good team name, you're ready to go, you are going to be playing against our special guest tonight. I'm very excited to have him here. He's an actor, a writer, and an illustrator. You've seen him on High Maintenance, Marin, and Adam Ruins Everything. He is the author of All My Friends Are Dead, and his new book, which he also illustrated, I Am the Longest Dog, is out now. Please welcome to the show, Avery Monsen. Avery, hello.
Hello, Chris. Hello, everyone.
Avery, thank you so much for being here.
Dude, thank you so much for having me. This is really fun.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We weathered some internet issues on my end in the pre-show, but I think we're good now.
Yeah, I think we're good.
So Avery, in the lead up to the show during the week, you had told me that your favorite movie is a movie that we actually referenced here. We had a question about it a couple weeks ago. In celebration of our 1,000th question, I had a round about movies with multiples of 1,000. 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T is your favorite movie.
Love it.
And it's as if you are a loyal TMQ viewer and player, which I hope you all are, you might remember that was written by Dr. Seuss. It's his only screenplay, right?
Can I ask what was the question about the movie?
It was basically who wrote it. It was that it's the only screenplay of what famed children's author. And then it was a multiple choice. I gave a couple of options. And most people did well. But Avery, you said that you kind of evangelized for this movie and try to get people to see it.
Yeah, it's a movie. Let me think. I mean, it's from like 1953, I think, maybe somewhere around there. And it's just, I mean, it's like a true fever dream. I don't know if it's a good movie, but it's like all of the set design looks like Dr. Seuss, but also sort of like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, it's German expressionist.
It's got expressionist, like I watched some clips. It's got like canted doorways and like everything is off kilter.
Yeah, it's wild. And oh God, I'm forgetting the guy's name. The actor who did the voice of Dr. Hook. Captain Hook from Peter Pan.
And it was Conrad.
Hans Conried. Yeah. The guy who sort of talks like this.
Yeah.
He's the villain in it, and it's amazing. Nope, not
that Captain Hook.
Hook. But like about halfway through the movie, there is a magic dance fight where two men are like doing magic on each other, but it's represented through a sort of like ballet fight against each other. It's just amazing.
So you said, what's your success rate of getting people to watch it?
Yeah, I will say this. Like, I don't know if everyone that I tell it to, that I talk about it to, likes the movie, but I do know that 100% of the people who do like it will then go on to be a good friend of mine. Do you know what I mean? It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's a friendship litmus test.
It's a litmus test. Yeah, absolutely. Now, sub question to that, because I'm always curious, because I'm, I think a lot of people are like this. You have like a very specific thing you want someone to watch. Are you a hoverer when if you're showing somebody something? Because have you had that happen to you where someone's like, man, you got to watch this, check it out, they find it on Netflix or put it in a DVD, and then they're just like staring at you, like watching every reaction that you have.
I mean, you're describing on both ends of that interaction one of the worst things that can happen to a person, I think.
It is. It's terrible.
Specifically, I feel like in like a YouTube video, if you are showing someone a video that you tell them is funny, it's gonna like 100% guarantee the funny part is gonna be like a minute into the video, and you're gonna have to try, and then it's gonna like lag. The internet will go down, and you're like, but hold on, it's gonna get really, really good for you.
Yeah, no, wait, you just have to know. You just have to know like these like 3 pages of context also to get brutal to really absorb it.
Right. Nobody comes out of that situation ahead.
No, it's no winners. No winners in that. In the chat, we've got Test, the mysterious Test, has said that Avery used to host UCB trivia.
Yeah.
I went to. Everything
that's
come full circle.
Siobhan Thompson asked me, she wanted to run a trivia night, and she asked me if I would run it with her. And I said, sure. I think that actually we had just gotten onto mod teams at the time, sketch comedy teams at UCB, and both of us thought for some reason that if we started a trivia night at UCB East, they would be less likely to cut us from our sketch teams, which doesn't. That's nonsense.
That was your safety net. Your safety net was the trivia game.
And I am terrible at trivia. I had a good time like writing the questions and stuff, but I'm truly very, very bad at it. I want you to know that just up top. I'm gonna do very poorly at this game, and I don't want you don't need to feel bad for me, but I will not do well.
That's okay.
I'm still gonna have fun.
I always most guests say that, they preface that, and I understand. But it's it always feels like someone's hustling you, like it's, I've never done this before, but there's nothing at stake, so it would be a waste of a hustle if that.
The test is out there is commenting on one of the funnier parts of the trivia night that we did, which is that Siobhan is British and has a very different sense of what should be common knowledge.
Yes.
Right. So she would bring in these trivia categories, like the infamous one was like she brought in pictures of leaves and she asked people to identify them, and no one got any of them. And it got to a point where people were booing us.
I get a lot of flack. Usually, Avery will find out in the third round, the puzzle round is usually when the audience just turns on me. They'll never turn on you, but they will turn on me immediately. And so I can empathize with Siobhan now, with all the scream. Yeah, the tone of the room would often just get so.
I mean, and the worst part is like making trivia questions takes kind of a long time. Do you know what I mean? So you will have devoted, hours at least.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then you will come in and just immediately people are furious at you.
Because everyone's mad at you for this thing you worked so hard. All right. With that I feel like that's a perfect place to start the game, with everyone getting mad at me. Get ready to get mad at me, everybody, because we are going to put the game currently into in-game mode. We are in in-game mode. There it is. It's spinning at you. I'm going to let it spin a couple of times. One more. There it is. Okay. So I'm bringing the website back up. Remember, if you're watching, head to this website to play. A couple rules before we get started. No Googling, no IMDbing. Don't cheat. It's really easy to cheat at digital trivia, but this game is timed, so that should help cut that down. If you're watching on a different platform and you're not on the TMQ site, please don't put answers in the chat because you're just giving away free answers to everybody. And play with friends, but keep your team size reasonable, like 4 or 5 people in that vicinity. So your first round tonight is going to be how they do that. How did they do that? So Avery, I was one of the other things bits of work that you've done in the past that I really always enjoyed was like the like illusion videos. You would start, I think you started on Vine.
Yeah.
And like you really amazing like tricks. So this is all about don't ask a magician his secrets. They're secrets, but I think I'm sure you use some digital seam covering, but this is all about practical effects.
Great.
The first round here, let me show. I made a little thing here and I didn't show it. Round 1, how'd they do that? A roundabout special effects, practical effects. All right. So let's get started. Avery, are you ready for round 1? Okay, Here we go. Question number 1. To help sell the different sizes of characters in Lord of the Rings, actors were put on tracks, which were digitally synced to camera movements, which added movement to what 2-word optical trick that usually only works with a static shot. So I'm looking for the optical trick that usually requires a static shot, but Peter Jackson rigged up special, they were like robotic movements of the camera. Yeah, here we go. It already starts. It's already not even waiting for the third round.
Hell, barf man.
All right, so this trick that usually you can make things look either closer or further away than they actually are, but it requires a steady camera. It's forced perspective. Forced perspective is your answer. Let me just make sure that nobody put anything that I should override. Nope. Everybody got their points. Nicely done. All right, question number 2. For the Dark Knight's chase sequence, a stunt driver drove an actual 18-wheeler in what city's downtown, hitting a button that triggered a TNT blast that fired a piston out of the back of the truck, flipping it end over end. Oh, I also want to say, I forgot to say this up top. When you type in your answer, don't forget to hit submit. You got to hit the submit button, even for multiple choice. So I'm looking for the city that this stunt was done in. For the Dark Knight's chase sequence, a stunt driver drove an actual 18-wheeler in what city's downtown. He hit a button that triggered an explosion that shot a piston out of the back of the truck and flipped it over. In what city? They actually did this. In a city. Pretty crazy. Insane Christopher Nolan. He went to like various cities for the third movie, but the first 2 are pretty much shot exclusively in Chicago, at least the exterior. Chicago is your answer. 50% of teams got that right. Nicely done. Question number 3, and how'd they do that? This one is a multiple choice. Again, even for this, don't forget to hit submit answer. You'll see your answer appear once it's been logged, so you'll know that is working. What object was rigged to vibrate under the dashboard of a Ford Explorer to create the perfect water ripple effect in Jurassic Park? Was it a refrigerator motor, a guitar string, a subwoofer playing Earth, Wind, and Fire, or a Nokia pager? 20 seconds on the clock. Steven Spielberg needed that perfect impact trimmer. And he got it. All right. So if you put Earth, Wind, and Fire, you were on the right track because it was Spielberg apparently was blasting an Earth, Wind, and Fire song and it was vibrating his rearview mirror, which is what gave him the idea it gave him the rough idea. But ultimately, what got it done was just a single guitar string.
Oh,
It was just a guitar string strung under the dash, and then someone just plucked it, and then that just made the water vibrate perfectly.
that's cool.
All right, question number 4. What training aircraft with a gross nickname climbed to a high altitude, then plummeted over and over, giving the actors in Apollo 13 about 25 seconds of filmable weightlessness per plunge? Is that the Puddle Shuttle, the Sweat Jet, the Vomit Comet, or the Turd Bird? Which of these gross sounding airplanes?
Truly, all very unpleasant.
They're all gross. This was kind of fun to write the fake ones, though.
Yeah, sure.
Right? You guys never did any multiple choice in the Beast game, right, Avery? It was all. I remember.
I don't remember. There might have been some.
Sometimes I'm not a huge fan of multiple choice, but sometimes it's like this is too inaccessible otherwise. But apparently not this one, because 15 teams got it right. It's the Vomit Comet.
This one I knew. I don't know how I knew this.
You knew this one straight up. They use it a lot, the Vomit Comet. It just sounds like a horrible experience to just like basically they're almost crashing a plane and then just pulling up and then doing it again. And then they had to act in the Vomit Comet.
Yeah.
Question number 5. So this one, there should be 3 spots. You should see 3 fields. You need to get all 3 to get the point for this one. It's just 1 point though. For Independence Day's alien attack sequence, models of what 3 cities were mounted vertically so that when they were filmed being blown up, the rising fireball appeared to spread in an unnatural horizontal direction. So they mounted these models. They built models of these 3 cities, put them on the wall, basically, blew them up so that the fireball went in an unnatural direction. I give you 5 extra seconds since you have to type in 3 cities for this. This is the second week in a row of Independence Day questions for me. I don't have an Independence Day graphic. Did you know this one, Avery?
I've actually never seen Independence Day.
You're probably better for it.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's fine. This sequence is pretty cool.
I feel like I have seen. I think when I was a kid, I rented from Blockbuster a VHS tape about like the special effects from Independence Day.
Oh, really?
I never saw the actual movie. Yeah.
They had like I don't remember that. So like pre-DVD, they had like what basically would be a special feature that you could rent.
Yeah, there was also I also got I would very frequently get this VHS tape about the stunts from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's funny. I was always at Blockbuster or whatever chain store we had before Blockbuster gobbled them up.
Yeah.
But I don't remember that. That sounds fun.
One time I went I got my own card and I biked down to Blockbuster and I tried to get Muppets Take Manhattan. But instead inside the box they put the Mark Wahlberg movie Fear. And it took me a little while to realize that there were no Muppets coming, and the movie scared the shit out of me.
Have you seen that movie? It's Mark Wahlberg as a stock. It's like one of his earliest roles. Yeah. And Reese Witherspoon. He's Doc E.
Yeah.
So your answer here, your 3 cities were New York City, DC, and LA. Those were them. And Jane is asking, I don't like it. Shocked that I wouldn't say I don't like Independence Day. I loved it when it came out 25 years ago. When I was, however old. Do the math. Everyone's always trying to suss out how old I am, even though I say it explicitly. But figure it out how old I was 25 years ago. But over time, I've grown to like it less and less. I've gotten realistic about it, I'll say. All right, question number 6. This is also a multiple choice. What actor in his first movie role was pulled through a bed in A Nightmare on Elm Street? The set was then turned upside down and gallons of red dyed water were poured through the bed, giving the effect of a blood geyser. So I'm looking for the actor. This was his first ever role. Yeah. The Abyss 1989 says I'm 65 at least. I did. I at the supermarket yesterday. I was fully masked, so I don't know. Maybe I just have old eyes. I got offered a senior discount. It was not a great moment for me. All right, so this actor who gets pulled through the bed, all these guys started. They all had horror movies either to begin their resume or somewhere early on. And Kevin Bacon did die in a bed in Friday the 13th, but differently. This one who got killed by Freddy Krueger is Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp got pulled through the bed. 55% of teams got that right. Brad Pitt was in Cutting Class, and George Clooney was in a Killer Tomatoes movie. Question number 7. Cecil B. DeMille made the 10 Commandments twice. He made 2 different versions of it. In his 1923 version, he used what dessert to stand in for the walls of the parted Red Sea and then optically inserted actors walking between them. So he used what dessert? I'm looking for the name of the dessert that he used for the Red Sea.
I mean, what the hell are you talking about here?
Uh-oh. I've lost Avery now. Avery's joined by the chat. All right. So if you're looking at two shimmering, wiggling walls of water, you might use Jello. Jello. He used 2 Jello molds, filmed them, and then blew them up. And 59% of teams got that right. Someone saying we didn't get all our points for the 3-part question. Hang on, let me check. I'll just double check. DC, Atlanta. Everyone should have their points. Everyone should have their points for that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was just 1 point. That might be where the confusion is. It was you had to get all 3 to get 1 point. It was a 3-part 1-point question. Okay, so there we go. Sorry about that. I thought I mentioned that, but maybe I didn't. All right, and your final question of this round. This is another wordy one for all you wordy question fans out there. What special effects wizard crafted an American Werewolf in London's grisly transformation scene using a series of tricks that included inflatable air bladders under stretchable skin and reverse shots of fur being pulled into pores, and earning himself a specially created special effects Oscar for that work? This Oscar, there was no special effects Oscar, and then this person made this sequence, and they said, "We're going to give you one." You're good at practical effects, right, Avery? You like to do like optical, like
I do like to build things.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, I was a magician. I did kids' birthday parties, and ever since then, I've been sort of interested in that sort of like optical illusion stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that stuff translates nicely into filmmaking, and like because it's a good sleight of hand is very important. How were those birthday parties? So you were like, how much older than the kids were you?
That's a great question. So I did it all like from middle school all through high school, and when I started out, I think that the kids were probably like 2 years younger than me, maybe 3 years younger than me. But all the way through, there was always like an older sibling of the kid whose party it was, who was my age, and just like standing in the back of the room, looking at me like, "What? Why are you doing this, man?" Why? Because Chris, the subtext behind any magic trick is like, "Hey, I spent a lot of time by myself practicing this because I don't know how to make friends. I don't have friends, and I'm sad." And so I thought that maybe if you like this, you would accidentally like me.
Right. Can I use my magic to trick you into
I'm hoping that some of your affection will bounce off these cards and just accidentally ricochet onto me.
Well, but then you could amass an army of kids who are like 7 years younger. That just
so, yeah.
follow you around. They add up to like bigger friends. All right,
a Pied Piper situation.
Exactly, yeah, but a positive Pied Piper situation. All right, so your answer here, the special effects master, that was Rick Baker. Rick Baker was your answer. All right, so that is the end of round one. Let's take a look at your scores. We got a lot of teams with 6. So let's start with them. We got Chris with 6, Ricky Scabs, Dicky Dabs, Meaty Tuck just ahead of them with 7 points apiece. We got Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Betts, and Marley's Chains, and leading the way with a perfect score so far, the producers.
Wow.
With 8. They've got 8. All right. So for your second round is your picture round. And for this one, this is going to be your double points round. So this is your chance to where there are 2 parts to the question, and you actually do get multiple points for this if you get it. So Avery, your new book is The Longest Dog. So based off of I'm the Longest Dog, excuse me.
That's right.
There perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Had it at the ready.
Yeah.
A true professional. So inspired by that, I went with long movies. Your picture round is long movies. Every one of these movies is over 3 hours. A lot of them are even more than that, maybe even over 4 hours. So for 1 point, name the movie. For a second point, guess the runtime within 10 minutes. You have a 10-minute buffer, 10 minutes. So if a movie is 3 hours long, you could put 180 because that's 3 hours. You could put 170. You could put 190 and get that right. Okay. So yes, a perfect. Ryan Rolandelli's pointing out a perfect round for the producers. Nicely done. And also, then he loves how insane this is. So, all right. So let me go ahead. Actually, I'll leave this view up. So name the movie, then name the runtime in minutes. You have a 10-minute buffer on either side of it. Let me bring up your next round. Give me 1 sec. Sorry. There we go. Question number 1. Here we go. What's the movie? And what do you think the runtime is? Give you 25 seconds for these. Yoni doesn't love how insane this is. All right. A couple teams got the runtime correct. It's a long movie. These are all very long movies. So your answer is Lawrence of Arabia. It's 228 minutes long. It's 200. That's 3 hours and 48 minutes long. All right. Your next long movie. What is this long movie? And for this one, for some of these, there are different cuts of the movie. I'm looking for the longer cut, right? I'm looking for the longer cut. This one is I wonder if this is going to get a theatrical release at some point. I feel like you never know. Hang on, a couple of these are right. Hang on, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just regrading some of these because they're correct. I don't want anybody getting mad at me for not getting their points. All right, so the movie is the technical title is Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's 242 minutes long. It is 4 hours and 2 minutes long. Yeah, 36% of teams knew just how long it was. All right, your next movie. Another long movie. What is it? Hang on, let me recheck some of these answers. All right, this movie. I will check. I will check your answer, Ryan. Ryan, let me know in the chat if you're talking about your just question one or both of them. Okay, I will go back and make sure. Yeah, just put 200. Sorry. I'll fix. I will. I'll find the time to fix it. All right. So this movie is The Right Stuff, and it is 193 minutes long. It's 193 minutes long. Just to piggyback off of what Ryan's saying in the chat, that tripped and gave him the wrong answer. Don't put minutes, just put the number. Just put the number of minutes. So this is what is that? 3 hours and 13 minutes long. All right. Movie number 4. What is this one? Avery, do you like a long movie?
I will sleep through almost any movie. I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. Most movies, I will take at least a 5-minute nap at some point in the movie. And I still enjoy it. So a long movie, I'm definitely napping during.
Mm-hmm. I know and it's especially if it's something like this movie, The Irishman, which was on Netflix. You're at home, you're already on the couch.
Yeah.
You're kind of settled in. This movie is 209 minutes, which is just about 3.5 hours long. I guess that's all right if it's like a home, like a movie at home. But it's excessive if you're in a theater.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It's a lot. Question number 5. All right. So a little note about this, because this one has a couple cuts. It was originally 6 hours long. Then the studio cut it down like by a lot. And then it sort of landed somewhere in the middle for home video and for subsequent re-releases. That's the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Goldilocks one right in the middle. What movie is this and how many minutes long was it? Yoni says that movie is just De Niro in meetings. It's true. It's true. There's a lot of it is a long runtime for the amount of just guys in rooms together. All right. So this movie, that's Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. So hopefully that helped you get to Cleopatra. The cut that I'm looking for, it was 251 minutes long. 4 hours and 11 minutes long. Pretty crazy. All right, your next one. What movie is that? Tried to make the movies pretty gettable so that you can have some time to think about how long they might be.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Are movie runtimes something that people actually know?
No.
Are people guessing these correctly? I'm guessing them. I've gotten 100% of the times wrong.
Some people are getting them right. I knew. That's why I made this. Like I probably should have made it a little bit wider of a net.
I mean, this. I didn't mean that as an attack on you. I more meant it as I'm doing poorly, is what I'm saying.
No. I will. I'll open the curtain to the process. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this but I've committed to I like doing like a round that gives you a chance to get 2 points per question. And none of my other ones really lent themselves to that. And I thought this might be kind of an interesting, it is more guesswork though. It's certainly like, you know that it's going to be more than 180.
I guess sometimes in trivia, it's like the fun of it is learning what the correct answer was afterwards. Like even if you don't get it right, you're going to learn something.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh, I didn't know that. And then you then you file it in your arsenal for, I don't know how the runtime of a movie would ever help you later in life with anything. So this movie is Malcolm X. 64% of teams got it right. And look at that, 45% of teams were in the correct radius of 202. It's 3 hours and 22 minutes long. So if you guessed somewhere in that 20-minute range, you got it right. Nicely done. Question number 7. Movie 7. This one should be a slam dunk. And also this one has a note too. This is the runtime of just the movie, not the runtime. There's a runtime that counts the overture and the intermission, which bloats the runtime quite a bit. I'm going off that. I know that doesn't help anybody sort it out, but I'm legally covering myself in case anyone complains later about the different cuts. Meaty Tuck. For Meaty Tuck, which question did you have a problem with? Was it the just let me know which was it number 6? Oh, I see. I think I may have found you. I see. There we go. Should be good. You should be all good now. All right. So this one, let's see. I think I have a feeling most teams have gotten this right. At least the movie. It's Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. But it says, oh, it's 341 minutes long. It's 341 minutes long. Wait, that can't be right. That must be a typo on my part. That must be a typo because that's like 5 hours. That's like 5 hours and 41 minutes. I screwed something up. Hang on. I'll revisit that one. I'll revisit that one and fix it for everybody. All right. Or I could just call it a wash because nobody got it right. But I'll do your last one for now. Your last question of the round. What movie is this and how long is it? All right. So I think I've gotten everybody's actually. I went through and rescored that real quick for the Gone with the Wind one, doing quick math in my head. So I think I've gotten that right. Let me know if you should see some of you should see your point totals change. So this movie, you might recognize the scene. It's Hamlet. It's Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet, which is also just like, there's some symmetry here, just like Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's 242 minutes long. Wow. It's 4 hours and 2 minutes long. Intentional? Probably, right? All right. So let's check out your scores after 2 rounds here at the halfway point of the game. We've got in third place a big tie. Well, let's do just below third place with 15 points is the producers. And a big tie for 16. Tie for third with 16. Chris, Horny Balloon Adventure, The Turds, Ricky Scabs, Dicky Dabs. In second place with 18 is Marley's Chains, and jumping into the lead with 19 points is Sterling Cooper, Roland Daily Bets. But there's still plenty of time to catch up. It's pretty tight up at the top, and if you're a little bit behind, the game ends on a big bonus question. So there's still time to get yourself back in the game. We're gonna bring Avery back in. So Avery, tell it. We talked about these long movies. People didn't get as mad at me as I thought. It it wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst abuse I've endured. But tell us a little bit
That
about.
feels like you're inviting the chat to be more mad at you.
I know. I know. I gave them an opening to really put the throttle down. But tell us a little bit about I Am the Longest Dog and everything.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's a children's book that I wrote recently. I've never written a picture book before. All the books that I wrote before this were sort of humor books and books that looked like children's books but are a little bit darker. Like All My Friends Are Dead is not actually a children's book, although there are plenty of parents in the Amazon reviews who bought it for their kid, not reading what it is, and are real mad at me.
I will say though, my son found it because we were house sitting, and he found my brother-in-law's copy of it, and he did actively enjoy it. But he has like ever since our cat died last year, he has like a kind of a death fixation. So it kind of worked for his tiny morbid sensibilities. Yeah,
I mean, there's no swear words in it, and there's nothing like rated R about it. It's just sort of dark, you know. But so anyway, so yeah, I wrote this book, I Am the Longest Dog, which is sort of a it's mostly just like a very silly book about a dog whose body kind of stretches over the pages and gets tangled up and stuff. But it's also sort of like body positive. Without being preachy, just you should love your body no matter what shape it is, even if it is just insanely long.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what was the inspiration behind it?
Well, I have a very long dog, and when we take her on walks, people point at her and laugh and comment about her body. And I feel like sometimes a good source of creativity or like coming up with ideas is trying to empathize with things or with things that cannot speak. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to give a voice to something that can't speak for itself.
Sure.
Oh, you want to see the real dog? Just 1 second. I'll get the real dog.
Sure, go for it. We're gonna see. Yeah, everyone's gonna get their wish. Put it on the screen. How long is it? I don't know if Avery's gonna come back with the dog and a tape measure. Well, he might have the information on off the top of his head. We've had
there she is.
That is longer than the Snyder cut. There she is. Hi.
Her name is Lucy.
Hi, Lucy. This is now 3 weeks in a row that we've had animals making appearance on the show. So, and I put the website on up there on the lower third there, longestdog.com. You can check that out. And hello, Lucy. She's so sleepy. My goodness.
I know. She was just taking a little nap.
We are interrupting her nap so she can have some screen time. All right, so let's head on to the our third round of the night. It's going to be your puzzle round. So it's another opportunity for everyone to get mad at me. It's going to be screen scrambles. So like things out of order, and anagrams of a Best Picture winner or a notable nominee. So it's the Oscars this weekend. So you've got hopefully you learned some Oscars history, as Avery told me that he did a little cramming.
Yeah, I panicked today because I was afraid that I was going to get 0 questions right, and I memorized the last 50 years of Best Picture winners in order.
That's great though. All right, so like for example, I'll just give you guys an example. I posted this one on Instagram. And if you want to follow me on Instagram for hints, follow me at Trivia Man right down here. What was the one I put? Frog Stumper, 1994. So Frog Stumper, if you rearrange it, and I give you the year that it won for, not the year that the award ceremony was, but the year of the movie's release, it's Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
There you go.
Forrest Gump is right after Braveheart and right before Schindler's List.
There you go. You, Avery, you're right on the money. You are 100% correct.
This is the only thing that I know. I just learned it like an hour ago.
But and now it's acquired knowledge. Yeah. And yes, shout out to Schlinger's List. Schillinger's List. All right, yes, Frog Stumper is my favorite movie. All right, so let's jump into this round. Here we go. I Destroy Stews. The winner. It's the winner. There's some nominees in here, but they're big nominees. 1961. 35 seconds for these. Oh, and let me see what answer. I'll give you a hint. I have some hints in case these are looking tough. Hell's Kitchen is your hint. I'm gonna kind of read the room as to how many answers are coming in, and determine if I'm gonna give the hint or not. All right, so Avery, you said that you went back 50 years. This is 50 years ago. Did you get it right?
Wait, is that 50 years ago?
60. That's 60. I'm sorry. 1971. 50 years ago.
The farthest back I went was, I think, 1968, which is Oliver.
That is Oliver. You're right. Sorry, my brain thinks it's 2011. Maybe it's having you here. I'm reverting to Beast trivia. So the answer, I Destroy Stews, anagram to West Side Story. West Side Story, which takes place in Hell's Kitchen. All right. I'm pretty sure it's Hell's Kitchen. All right. Bless the One Clam Thief. Winner, 1991. Bless the One Clam Thief. Got 4 answers so far. All right, I'm holding back on the hint on this one because I think the hint I wrote gives it away too much. The hint I wrote was Chianti because this is The Silence of the Lambs. The Silence of the Lambs is this one. All right. Question number 3. This one's a nominee. I'll definitely give Hans. No, Silence of the Lambs was not 1992. I said that it is the year of the movie's release, not the year that it won for. 1992 was not when Silence of the Lambs came out. Low Sappy Ocean, nominee, 1979. And your hint is Sheen. Sheen. Nope. You don't get high ground on this one. I explicitly said the year that the movie came out, not the year of the awards ceremony. All right. The hint seems to be helping. All right. So your answer here, Sheen, the Sheen in question in this movie is Martin Sheen. He was in Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now, which was nominated but did not win in 1992. In 1992, I'm still stuck on that. 1979 is the release year of Apocalypse Now, which is how the question is phrased. Question number 4. This is a winner. The one for the year 2017. Wet Pharaoh's Feet. Wet Pharaoh's Feet, and your hint is gills. Gills.
I can't feed you. I'm doing trivia. doing trivia.
She understands, right?
I think she gets it.
She gets that. All right. It seems like the hint helped out on that one as well. Avery, did you did this fall under your purview of memorization?
I did get that. In my memory palace, this was right over my childhood desk. Do you know about memory palace?
I do. I've never so like you actively. Let me put up the answer here. It's
yeah, sure.
It's The Shape of Water. Shape of Water. So you actively visualize
you visualize walking through a space that you've been you've been to a bunch of times, and you like place images of the things that you're memorizing in order, and because you're associating with like a place that you have strong memories with, it's really easy to memorize stuff.
Right. Interesting. So there's no so you're not doing your memory's not doing any heavy lifting for the place.
Right.
So it's like an instantly accessible place.
Right.
That's interesting. I don't even know how to describe how my memory works. It's not like it's visual, but especially for like years and stuff like that, I see things in like weird blocks of time.
Oh, cool.
All right, this is a nominee. Again, this is a nominee from 1998. Vain Pervs Try Again. Vain Pervs Try Again. And your hint is Matt Damon. Yeah, this is gross. This is a gross clue. I don't know what they're trying. I didn't think that deeply. All right, 7 teams have gotten it. They've submitted their answers. 9 teams total, so 10 teams. This one was a little hard. The nominees are a little harder, but this one I tried to go with ones that were like very prominent or some say they should have won. This is one that is a thorn in my side. It's Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan.
Of course, Saving Private Ryan
is your answer. Lost to Shakespeare in Love that year. Or it lost in 1999 because the movie's from 1998. All right, question number 6. This is the winner from 2007. On to Fun Moldy Corner. On to Fun Moldy Corner. I see someone didn't get credit for their question. Let me know which one, because I'm seeing all correct check marks. I'm not seeing anything questionable. Just let me know in the chat what got missed. All right, I'll rescore it. I think I see what you're talking about. All right, so this one, onto Fun Moldy Corner. I'm very curious about the Memory Palace, Avery. If you were able to retrieve this and where it was.
I couldn't. I can tell you, I couldn't get it in time. I was trying to walk through. The problem with this Memory Palace is that now I have to like walk through it chronologically.
Yeah.
If you tell me what it is, I will be able to tell you where it was.
Okay, so onto Fun Moldy Corner. Anagrams to No Country for Old Men.
Oh, sure. That was in my parents' kitchen. Right before that, I believe, is Slumdog Millionaire, and right after that is The Departed, and then Crash.
You're going backwards. Slumdog was 2008, and then you were going backwards.
Oh yeah.
Because Departed's 2006 and Crash is 2005.
Right.
But so those are all in the Bedroom. Oddly enough, in just a couple years before that, the movie In the Bedroom was a nominee for Best Picture. In the Memory Bedroom. All right. Speaking of 2005, this one's a nominee from 2005. Count Bro, I Make Bank. Count Bro, I Make Bank. And let me think. I'll give a clue. It's Ang Lee. Ang Lee is your clue. I only went for very big nominees, not sort of ones that snuck in. Good amount of teams got this right. Nicely done. Did you know? Were you able to figure this one out, Avery? Or
I did. Only with your clue.
With the clue, yeah. That's why I had the clue as a backup because these can be tough. It's Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain lost to Crash. I covered this a couple months ago. All the worst the worst choices that won, beating other much better movies.
Yeah,
like Brokeback Mountain and Saving Private Ryan, chief among them. Also, Apocalypse Now is beaten by Kramer versus Kramer, which is just like these. I don't know. I mean, none of it matters. It's very silly. I know in my memory palace is all this Oscar crap. At least like the big headline, like the winners and stuff like that. But I also like then I'll watch this on Sunday and I'll not have fun. It's never enjoyable, but it sticks with me.
Do you watch the Oscars every year?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And then I don't. It's the same. The Oscars and the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade every year. I'm right on the TV to watch them, and then I watch and I'm like, why did I watch this? I have a whole year to forget that I didn't enjoy it. So your final puzzle tonight is the winner from 1964. I honed soft mucus. I honed soft mucus. I'm sorry, this is 1965. I was wrong about that. I had a feeling I was wrong. It's 1965 is the year of release, and your hint is Raindrops on Roses. All right. So I laid down the clue because I had incorrect information in my question, so I figure it's only fair to balance it out. So Raindrops on Roses and Whiskers on Kittens, a few of my favorite things. That's from The Sound of Music. The Sound of Music is actually from 1965. All right. So nicely. How'd you do in that overall, Avery?
I did okay.
All right. That's good.
Yeah.
Your memory palace helped.
I think it helped a little bit. Yeah. And
now you've just got mountains of useless info. Is there a method for purging? Like, is there like an empty trash bin?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I think eventually, if I don't keep it up, it will disappear.
For
the time being, I can recite in order 50 of them.
Just in time for Oscar weekend.
That's right.
All right. So let's check out your scores after 3 rounds, 1 round to go. We've got in third place with 23 points apiece, Ricky Scab, Sticky Dabs, and the producers, and tied for first place with 26 points apiece is Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Betts, and Marley's Chains. And Chris is also just outside of that with 22, and Horny Balloon Adventure with 21. It's all very close. A lot of close scores here as we head into the final round. But before we head into the final round, this is always a very special time for the show. As I mentioned up top, the movie quiz is completely donation-based. We rely on your generosity, the generosity of our loyal and angry audience to keep bringing you movie trivia that maybe you hate every Wednesday night. So this is the time of the show where I bring in a very special guest, a very special visit from a very special guest, a character from cinema. We've had some titans here. We had Shrek here recently. We had a ghost twin from The Matrix. Olaf announced his mayoral run. So now please welcome to the show the other ghost twin from The Matrix. We had what? There he is. There he is. Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, Ghost Twin number 2. You refer to yourself as Ghost Twin number 2? Number 2?
It just makes it easier.
I'd imagine. So we had your brother on a while back.
My brother's the fun one.
Yeah,
I'm the serious.
He said that repeatedly. He said that he was the funny one, and that he said you're in night school.
Yes, I'm going to grad school.
Yeah, what are you studying?
I'm learning graphic designing at the School of Visual Arts.
Wow. So there's an SVA inside the Matrix?
Well, yes. Everything is in the Matrix.
So okay, I know that it's a good simulation of the outside world.
Chris, can I say something?
Yes.
You know, I may be the serious one out of the twins, but yeah. I could chill. I could lay back.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at this is a fidget spinner.
You're just getting those in the Matrix?
Yeah, we just upgraded.
They just released the fidget spinner patch.
Yeah, and 30 Rock was just had its final episode.
So it's like 2013 in the Matrix?
Like around 2012, 2013 in the Matrix.
Are you guys so do you have time with all your studying and fidget spinning to like chase rebels from Zion, or are you just that busy?
You know, thank you for bringing that up. It's just like I'm sitting in class and I'm learning how to and I'm learning basic Photoshop skills, and then my brother texts me, "Yo, highway, 15 minutes now," and I'm like, "How many times do we have to do that DD highway chase?"
Every revolution of the Matrix, you have to do it over and over.
And I'm like, it's gonna take me forever to get to the highway. I'm in class.
Have you ever thought of just having him go alone?
You know, I say like, "Can you do it solo?" And he's just like, he just responds with a GIF, and I'm like.
He is the fun one.
I know, but
that's his programming.
Oh, I just wanna. I'm like blue pill, red pill. Why don't you take a chill pill?
See, man, it's all right. It's okay. Ghost Twin number 2. You'll be okay. Go. There it is. You guys.
By the way, for those of you, that is how we travel. We travel.
Yeah. Yeah, you like Nightcrawler, you like turn translucent, and then you can go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ghost Twin 2, can you tell us a little bit about donating to the quiz?
Yeah, of course. I'm dying to tell you. Wow. Look, there's a lot of things. So there's one thing that happens in the Matrix that people don't talk about, and that is trivia. That's right. Trivia happens in the Matrix, and let me tell you something. It ain't free. Well, it is free, but Chris works his ass off. Excuse my language. He works his dollar signs, and the least he could do is throw him some dollar signs, or as we call them in the Matrix, digi-dollars. So why don't you throw him some digi-dollars? It goes a long way. It helps. All of this is so fun, and it would really help him out and us out. There's links in the Venmo. You could use your credit card. And
thank you, Ghost Twin. Yeah, just a couple bucks per player per game goes a long way. And Ghost Twin, the Matrix is going to get wild when you get past 2013 and you get Bitcoin.
What? You mean
we have in the real world we have a different type of Digicoin. I don't really understand it. I don't know much about it, but I know that we have our own type of Digicoin.
Do you pay by plugging a tube into your head?
Like I said, I don't know much about Bitcoin, so maybe I don't know if you have to plug the big sharp stick into your head.
Yeah, they're like, do you take card, cash? They're like only digi. Oh. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I'm wearing a hat. All right. So
I'm getting a text from my brother.
There he is again.
Freaking highway.
All right. Well, good luck on the highway. Go catch the keymaker. Go travel some more. All right. I'll see you later.
See you later.
Yeah, we'll talk. I'll text you later.
Yeah, text me.
Bye. Goes Twin 2. All right. So that brings us to our final round of the night, which is it's called On Top of the World. So tomorrow's Earth Day. So I'm going to give you 8 movies that have Earth in the title, and you're going to tell me who's top billed. You tell me what actor is top billed in that movie. Some of these will be multiple choice. Some of them will be short answer, but tell me who gets top billing. All right, hang on. Let me add Avery back. There he is.
Hey. It was a cool twin. That guy was really cool.
I know. He gets like the fun one gets all the credit because he's fun and he tells jokes and texts gifts around and stuff. But I respect the work ethic of Ghost Twin number 2. All right. So Avery, are you ready for the final?
I'm so ready. I'm going to try to pull myself up from third to last.
Okay. You got 8 questions and you got a bonus. You got a bonus question worth upwards of 8 at the end. Okay. All right. So your first Earth movie is Battlefield Earth. Tell me what actor. So the name for all 8 of these will be the name of an actor. What actor is top billed in Battlefield Earth? Ryan misses twin number 1. I mean, guys, chill out. He's still in the Matrix. He's still here. Even though he's logged out, he can read your comments.
I liked how that twin had like a little bit of his background was the Matrix, and then the rest of it was kind of just an apartment.
It was just a room. Yeah, it's yeah.
They have trash in the Matrix also.
Yeah. That was like his window, his big bay window looking out onto the Matrix.
Yeah.
All right. So Battlefield Earth is a vanity project of Mr. John Travolta. John Travolta is your answer. All right. Question number 2. Who is top billed in The Man Who Fell to Earth? The Man Who Fell to Earth. Tell me who has top billing. No, I didn't. This isn't The Matrix. This is real. This is all real. You saw nothing. All right. So he plays this person plays an alien in this movie. Yeah, had a lot of outer space motifs in his music. It's Bowie. Bowie was in The Man Who Fell to Earth. All right, question number 3. This is multiple choice. Remember, don't forget to hit submit answer even for this. Ooh. Who was top billed in Earth Girls Are Easy? Jeff Goldblum, Damon Wayans, Jim Carrey, or Gina Davis? This is a movie that was like always on cable.
Always on.
Constantly, like Comedy Central.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing, but I did like see pieces of it on Comedy Central all the time.
Yeah, I've seen the beginning of this movie like 100 times. All right, so this movie, a lot of people were pretty evenly split between Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum, but it's Gina Davis. Gina Davis got exactly evenly split between the two of them. All right, question number 4. Journey to the Center of the Earth, 2008. There have been at least 2 versions of this adaptation of Jules Verne. But I'm looking for the one from the 2000s. This is one of those movies that they turned into a franchise, but then brought The Rock into it. The sequel does not have this person in it. It has The Rock. The first movie is Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser. All right. That was tougher than I thought it would be. 27% of teams got it right. All right. Question number 5. This one, this is the only one where I need a full name. You need a full name to get the point on this one. After Earth. After Earth, and I need a full name. This movie was in the real low point of M. Night Shyamalan's output. And the movie starred Will Smith and Jaden Smith. And believe it or not, Jaden is top billed in this movie. It's Jaden's movie. Yeah, that I'm sure. I don't know. They seem like a loving father and son, but I'm sure that maybe that caused some friction between the two of them. I think I've never seen it, but I think Will Smith's actually only in it for like 20% of it, and it is mostly Jaden Smith running around. The Happening equals M. Night's High Point. I saw The Happening in theaters, and talking about Avery was talking about a Mark Wahlberg movie he didn't want to see. That was a case of that for me. All right, question number 6 is multiple choice. Who was top billed in 1974's Earthquake? Is it Walter Matthau, Ava Gardner, Charlton Heston, or Richard Roundtree? Jane says that Will is there for the Earth part, but sits out the After Earth section. And I'm sure that was a gift from father to son. It was probably Jaden's like 12th birthday gift that he could be top billed in an M. Night Shyamalan adventure picture. All right. So there's some big names here on this list. They're all in the movie. There's no trick question about that. But the top billing for this went to Chuck Heston. Charlton Heston was the lead of. It was in that like slate of disaster movies that he was just like making disaster and sci-fi movies constantly.
The Earthquake is. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. We'll get to it when I hit the timer.
Yeah, sure.
So the next one, Greatest Show on Earth. Dorothy Lamour, Charlton Heston, Emmett Kelly, or Betty Hutton? So what was it that you were going to say, Avery, about Earthquake?
So Earthquake was made into the ride at Universal Studios, right?
Yes.
Where you go into a BART station, which is the subway in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
And the BART station that they recreated was the one that I would get off to go to my dad's office as a kid. And so
oh my God.
We and like as a kid growing up in the Bay Area, like I did experience earthquakes, and it was kind of a thing. Like we did a lot of earthquake drills in school, so it was just a thing that I was already afraid of. And so when we went to Universal, it was just like a nightmare of living through
just
an
like
earthquake at this station that I've been to.
A terrifying, an absolutely terrifying thing. And which version of Earthquake did you go? Was it Florida or California?
Florida was the one that I went to. Yeah.
Because I've done both. I used to go to I used to be in California a lot as a child from New Jersey. It was strange, but and also for Ricky Scabs, I regraded yours. So you should have your point now. But yeah, it was like that. I can imagine that must have been like a what's the word I'm looking? Not uncanny valley, but just like it wasn't good. And then every time then you get off to go get up at that BART station. That was a great ride though. It was an excellently
it was incredible.
The flooding effect was always insane. Talking about practical effect.
And the big gas tanker falls through the roof and explodes.
I did both.
It's incredible. It does seem insane to me that they recreated an actual BART station, though.
Yeah,
right?
Like,
why not? It doesn't cost them anything to put an invented station.
I had no idea that was a thing that happened. But you know what? I have been rewatching this week just for no reason. It's not going to show up in the show probably, but the Beverly Hills Cop movies. And man, by the time I get to the third movie, it takes place at like a fake Disneyland, and they use the earthquake ride. They call it something else. They put like a Cylon from the original Battlestar Galactica in it and call it like an alien invasion ride.
That's so funny. So that I've never seen that movie, but the exteriors from that were shot at a theme park that I went to in the Bay Area also, which was Paramount's Great America.
Oh,
like a bunch of little plaques about Eddie Murphy shooting stuff around there.
Oh man, they got to take it. That's not a good movie. All right. So anyway, your question. Sorry, we went off on a tangent here.
Yep.
Your answer. This one was a little bit of a trick, meant to be a curveball because Charlton Heston was the answer in the last one. This movie actually won Best Picture too, Greatest Show on Earth. But he's not. He's like third billed in this movie. It's Betty Hutton. Hutton. So it was a little bit of a trick. And your final regular question of the game, last question of this round: The Day the Earth Stood Still, 2008. I'm looking for the 2008 remake. Who was top billed in that? And we're back to last names being fine too. It's just that Jaden Smith trickery. When I looked that up, I was honestly stunned. I was like, Jaden usurping the throne.
Mm-hmm.
What about wrong middle names? Yeah, I was stunned about that too. But it's not. It wouldn't be surprising if he was Jaden Pinkett Smith because like they named their kid.
Yeah, they did a little swap.
And then tweak the name slightly. Yeah. So this movie starred Jennifer Connelly as the scientist from Earth and Keanu as Klaatu. Klaatu is the name of the alien from the original movie. All right, so that brings us. That's the end of regulation play. Let's take a look at your scores as we head into the final question of the game. We've got Ricky Scabs, Dicky Dabs, and Chris tied for third with 28 points apiece. Marley's Chains and the producers tied for second with 30 points. And just ahead of them, very, very close game, is Sterling Cooper, Roland Dilly Betts. All right, so that's going to bring us to your final question of the night. So what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you a question that has two answers. You're going to see three potential answers. So each correct answer is worth 4. So it's your blockbuster finale bonus question. If you pick 2 and they're both right, you get 8 points. If you pick just one, you don't have to make 2 choices. But you can pick, you're like, I know one, I'm going to pick that one and not risk it. You can pick one, get it right, you get 4. If you pick the fake answer, the decoy answer, you get 0. 0 points. And there's no risk of losing points anymore for the bonus question. So there's no reason not to at least guess 1. So now normally I try to find an intersection of different themes we've talked about tonight. This one's mostly just expanding on the Earth round. Again, just going off of that, going off the Earth round. But I thought it was a pretty good question. So here we go. Your finale. The Last Man on Earth, starring Vincent Price, was based on a 1954 Richard Matheson novel that was adapted 2 other times with 2 different titles. What are the 2 other movies? So The Last Man on Earth starred Vincent Price and was based on a 1954 Richard Matheson novel that was adapted 2 other times with 2 different titles. What are the names of the other 2 movies? It's all the same story, but with 3 different names. So pick the 2 correct ones. If you pick the incorrect one, yeah, a few people are pointing out the Earth thing, which is he does very clearly say Earth. It's one of those misheard quotes, the Will Smith Earth thing. All right, I believe everyone has gotten theirs in. So this book, there's also some bonus Charlton Heston action in this question, because this movie was based, The Last Man on Earth was based on Matheson's novel I Am Legend. So I Am Legend's the third adaptation, but it's actually the first one to use the title. And so right in the middle is Charlton Heston in The Omega Man. So your correct answers are I Am Legend and The Omega Man. We got 68% of teams got I Am Legend, 50% got Omega Man. Let's see how that affects our scores, our final scores. It was still close. Pardon me. With 36 points in third place is Chris. In second place, tied with 38 points, is Marley's Chains and the producers. Super close game. And just ahead of them, holding on to their lead with 39 points, your winners, Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Bets. But really close, really good game, everybody. Avery, how'd you do?
Chris, read the last place team. Read the absolute last.
Oh
place
no,
team.
is it you? It's Avery Monsen, the team. But there's also teams that didn't play. So
sure.
So they're really in last. And Avery, I always point out, you're by yourself.
That's
you're
right.
One. So
and I would say in terms of who had the most fun, I'm probably somewhere in the middle, at least. You've got to
be like, like how many teams actually played? About like 18. You got to be like top 12.
Yeah.
So Avery, thank you so much for coming by and playing.
Such a pleasure.
It was a lot of fun. Everybody check out I'm the Longest Dog. Read it. And I will see you around. Thank you so much, Avery. It was great.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was a real pleasure.
Absolutely. Anytime. Come back anytime. All right, everybody. So thank you for playing. Thank you for donating if you can. Obviously, if you can't, we're still in a pandemic and things are still tough. I totally understand. But I appreciate everybody coming out and playing. Congrats to Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Bets. So come back next week. Oh, I want to announce I'll have more details forthcoming, but we are going to be doing a bonus episode of the movie quiz on May 4th on Star Wars Day. We're going to do a Star Wars focused game. It's not going to count for the regular season, but we're going to do a Star Wars game on the 4th. There'll be 2 movie quizzes that week. All right. So, but that's in 2 weeks, but just mark your calendars, get ready. All right. So everybody come back next week. In the meantime, watch the movies, stay safe, wear a mask, and I will see you back here next week for more movie quiz. Good night, everybody.